Is this ESL SEC? I'm pretty sure it is the Southeast Europe Championship, as I'm sure that I'm casting with Hayes. I'm Extremes, and we're about to hit some Locastic versus BlueJays, the first map of the night. How's it going, Matt?
I'm going really well, thank you, Mike. Very much looking forward to this game. Blue Jays and Locastic, as you said, keen to get back into some CS. Good way to kick off the first day of the last bit of the first day of the week. And Blue Jays is picking up the knife round, so they're going to have the choice of sides. We're going to be on Dust, the first time we're actually casting Dust in Season 9.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I haven't casted a heck of a lot of Dust 2 actually since it was reintroduced into the pool, because most of our casting last year was actually around the time when people didn't want to play it much.
Yeah, once it got reintroduced back into the map pool and everybody sort of just said it's exactly the same as it's always been, immediately distanced themselves from it and didn't really get back into it. But of course, with Vertigo being one of the maps and Nuke as well, you don't really have much of a choice anymore.
Yeah, this is true. Nobody wants to play Vertigo right now, and
Yeah,
I think
and
we
Nuke is the
probably...
other common map that teams generally stay away from. So that means that you're forced into playing this map even if you don't like it.
This is true. Oh, geez, that was not what was supposed to happen. That wasn't in the script.
Yeah, that's not the best way to kick off the first round. Anyway, let's see what Locastic can make happen regardless. Going for a pretty fast play here. All 5 players going straight out of long. Blue Jays focusing most of their attention towards middle, even 2 players up short. So quite happy to give up that control and then play for the retake. Get some damage done before the terrorists can get onto the bomb sites as well.
Oh, nice work from Holmes and Deface there, coming in and dropping faces, popping heads, doing all of the things. 3 left alive there for Blue Jays. And I think maybe just for Locastic, they're executing in front of the smoke maybe a bit too quickly. They probably needed to give it just an extra 2 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, it got spotted just before they came through, and it all fell apart. Good start for Blue Jays. So, of course, it's important to mention that Locastic are without their IGL, who is Mariucci. And in his place, they've got Neo. Of course, not the Polish Neo, who everybody's speaking about today. He was announced, it was announced that he's joining FaZe in place of Adren.
Didn't you think that whole announcement was really weird? Because I saw DK, the journalist, saying that he'd spoken to them about it and it was turning out to being, they were denying it, that it wasn't going to happen. He actually put out a tweet last night saying that it wasn't happening anymore. And now today it happens. It's crazy how orgs mess around with press releases and journalism, eh?
It's become one of the things currently that teams really struggle to be the first people to announce their roster change, because it just spreads through the community and the information finds its way to people like DK and Nell. And of course, they're going to deny it even if it's the truth. How often have we seen that, where teams have even said, no, they're not making changes because they're not even aware of the changes that are being made. And some of these reporters are, which it gets quite crazy when it ends up in a situation like that.
Yeah, very, very strange, but it does happen. Neo in there for FaZe. Of course, we're talking about a completely different team in a completely different game, but hey, we've got a pause to work with. Not much to analyze of this game yet because it's barely started, shall we say. Where we can go on this game, though, we could talk a little bit about the map veto. We had the ban and Nuke from Locastic. Blue Jays banning Overpass, because of course you're going to do that against Locastic. We know how good they are on Overpass. Locastic takes out Train. Blue Jays also very good on Train from what we've seen. So also, they're clearly checking out each other's demos. I'm proud of them, Matt.
Making sure they do a little bit of pre-match research before they head into things, giving themselves a bit of an edge, taking away their opponent's stronger maps. But Locastic haven't gotten off to the best start of the championship, Mike. They've only won 1 map out of 4 so far. Of course, they didn't have their IGL in their previous game, but it's not really the start you want to get off to.
No, definitely not. This is their map pick, Dust 2, and then we got Inferno coming up next in the BO2. Just for Locastic, though, pre-season, we would have been talking about them as one of the favorites to make it to the playoffs. Based on what they did last season, they've also done really well in some of the other leagues in the area, like the Adria League, for instance. So you'd expect them to do well, but with that sort of major a change, we've seen it's really hit them quite badly, actually.
Yeah.
So, not having your IGL when you are quite a teamwork-based organization, it's going to probably affect you a little bit more than some of the teams that are a bit more puggy. So, unfortunately for Locastic, I think they're going to be lucky to make it to playoffs at the moment, because they have dropped a few maps. I think they're in 6th at the moment on the log as well, so not great out of them so far.
And the thing that really just piles on the misery is the fact that Mariucci's going to be out for a while as well. So it's not like he's going to be back in the next couple of days, and they can sort of turn it around from there. They're going to have to make it work with this roster, Neo in his place. So let's see what they can get done in this pistol round here. Only P250s to work with. A Glock for RB Furious. Of course, he is the man who wields the big green gun, and he's going to be saving up some extra money for that weapon.
Oh, cheeky little angle there from Madden. That's going to make Neo a little bit mad. It always annoys me when that happens in mid. Then, oh, the return dink. I don't even know how Salted saw him.
Yeah, that was quite a nice little cheeky shot there. Dimka is actually holding a nice angle. He's got the bomb on lockdown. Salted walks straight into his crosshair. BRL, he said, I'm sorry, man. I didn't realize that he was so aggressive. Just all about the angles.
Never want to see your teammates sail down the river like that, but sometimes it has to happen in the name of progress, and they're trying to progress towards the speed bomb site. But if anything, I'd predict it should be hard, but I didn't predict that shot. That was quite nice on Sereni from Stoll.
Dimka and Madden are low. There goes Dimka. He's in the ground. It's a 3 versus 3 all of a sudden. Holmes on the B bomb side is going to have to lock it down, and he does take down RB Furious. That's a bit of a reprieve for BlueJays because things were looking a bit dicey before that kill. Not all set and done just yet, though. Locastic have been able to retrieve the bomb, and with 20 seconds left, they're going to be able to make their way up short. One player is locking it down from car. That's D, and he's got an AUG. This is a beautiful weapon to have in the situation, and he has no problem shutting down the push.
Nice and easy does it. I'm sure some of you guys may have seen the HLTV interview with Holmes from BlueJays when they signed with BlueJays not too long ago. Guy seems to be very confident about his team and how they're going to operate. Of course, called Apocalypse before. Thank goodness that changed. Still eternally grateful.
We only had to go through one match day of that name, and that was enough as it was. Oh man, I was going to sign a petition if it hadn't changed, so I'm glad that it saved me of all that effort.
Yeah, indeed. And they're doing a little bit of damage on Neo there. So do you think he's right in feeling as optimistic about the team as he was mentioning in that HLTV interview? They've got to be feeling optimistic about this round, however.
I think the performance is speaking for itself at the moment. Finally, RB Furious comes back with the frag. I think they should be fairly confident in their ability. We've seen from the first couple of match days that they have got what it takes to be competitive. They've won 3 of the 4 maps so far. They beat Fate 2-0, and they went 1-1 against B-Pro. So those are 2 fairly decent results considering those opponents. I mean, Fate has been one of the more promising teams we've seen in Season 9 so far. So I definitely think that Holmes is on the money by backing his team.
Yeah, and you can't argue against that in this round. The first buy round going very much one-way traffic here. Only a single kill for Locastic, Salted on 48 HP. So he doesn't even have that much to work with. And I'm interested that they're not actually looking after the bomb. They did see it, so
yeah.
To see on the angle here, oh, he might just get him, and he does. Salted there, doing some nice work.
BlueJays getting a bit aggressive here in the dying stages of the round. Not sure it's completely necessary. Maybe just trying to deny Salted saving that AK. He could still get a chance of winning this round though, but Holmes holds the perfect angle, and he's going to get that kill. So BlueJays picking up that first buy round. Mike, my question is, do you think that Locastic opted for Dust 2 because they don't have their IGL and they thought that they may just be able to rely on their individual ability a little bit more?
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair shot at it. Of course, Overpass got taken out immediately. They probably could play that just as well without the IGL, considering it's been their fortress in the last sort of 6 to 9 months.
Yeah.
In the absence of that, I guess having it taken away from you, Dust 2 is not a bad shot. And of course, they probably would have looked to go with Inferno as well, but Inferno has been picked, so
yeah,
all good. And meanwhile, we're talking over all the action that's happening at the moment. The action favoring Locastic really nicely here. Those Deagle shots doing some big damage. It's 3-0 to BlueJays, but Locastic now with their best chance yet, and it's actually on a save.
Yeah, gotten themselves into a pretty good position here in the past couple of save rounds. Again, they get their noses ahead. They've got themselves a rifle, and RB Furious, he's got armor. He's going to have to find the frag here, and he does take down Dimke. That leaves Sereni in the 1 versus 2, a situation he probably wouldn't have expected to find himself in at the start of the round. RB furious. He wants to end this round, and he's going to have a crack at it as well, dealing a good amount of damage there. Sereni trying to answer back. Both of the players on the bomb side going to be pretty difficult for him to deal with, looking for some information here, but he needs to be careful that he doesn't offer himself up. Does a good job on finding the first frag. Now it's RB furious left to deal with, and it is going to be the frag. No, not just yet. Sereni still alive and kicking. He's got the kit to work with as well, so he can take his time here.
RB Furious doing his best.
Playing it well. Yeah, not giving him anything to work with. Eventually, Sereni's going to have to force the issue, and RB Furious laps up the frag.
Oh, that was so tense there. Round that Locastic should probably not have won. With the Eagles at long range on the map that favors long range, they do win out in the end. So fantastic out of Locastic, and they certainly need to get some rounds on the board. I'm not going to use fantastic Locastic again. That's my one time. It's done.
All right, like we say, Mike, we all always have at least one per game. Let you off there. Okay, so question is, BlueJays, they've gone for the force buy here. Was that the correct decision?
I can see why they're doing it. They want to keep the pressure on. A lot of the top teams will tend to do this. They'll trade rounds until eventually someone gives up on playing chicken. But at the moment, they're not exactly a chicken with big claws because they've only got 2 rifles. So it's going to be tough.
Do chickens have big claws? I don't know. We're going to find out. Stolly, he gets aggressive up short off the back of a nice flash. He picks himself up 2 kills as well. This is a great start to the round for Locastic as they begin their surge onto the A bomb site here through short. This has pretty much been the most... the place that the terrorists find themselves the most. What is going on here? I'm just looking at this action and I can't even get my words out. D-Face takes down 3 of them with the 5-7. Sereni getting in the action as well. Salted. Left by himself in a 1 versus 2. He had so many teammates a couple of seconds ago. Now he's stranded.
Is he going to expect D? Certainly not. And that is amazing work out of D for the quad kill. And I think there was the triple kill from him initially as well. I just feel like maybe they thought he'd backed away from the smoke or something. They didn't seem to be watching it all that attentively. Walks up casually to the edge of the smoke and just pops them in the head long range with the 5-7. I mean, that gun spread is like a random number generator as well. So... yeah, a little bit of luck involved, but you'll take it.
Certainly. RB Furious getting aggressive here with the AWP. He does land the first shot, and off the back of that, Locastic are going to push through the smoke. Madden does take down that kill eventually, and they find Dimcare through the smoke. That has completely blown the round open. What do Locastic do off of this? I wouldn't mind them slowing it down here and actually just reconsidering alternative options. They've got such a massive advantage already. Salted, he's going to try and pick up a weapon here, and that's going to cost him his life. A little bit callous there from the Croat. And that brings BlueJays back into the fray of things. And look at Sereni. He's been able to get aggressive. He's got so much information right now. Should be a free kill for him to kick off here on Stoll. But Stoll, ready and waiting, pounces and shuts him down. That's a big frag there. Barely finds homes in middle. And then finally, Locastic make sure that they close out a round in which they have a pretty good advantage.
Yeah, they should have this one. D shouldn't have a chance. But then again, we did say that in the last round when he had nothing but a 5-7. So... he'd have to get extremely lucky. He's coming in on the flank. You can see BRLE is aware that this could be an issue. So RB Furious is, of course, called that there's nobody in middle. So they will be ready and waiting for him. He's got no utility to speak of either. So surely this is not going to happen, Matt.
Yeah, I think he's just going to be looking for some exit frags here. He's got the angle, but Stoll, very good at that crosshair placement. Takes down D. And a good round in reply through from Locastic, and surely BlueJays are going to be saving here. Of course, they are in double save territory, so they can buy up to that $1,000 mark there or thereabouts. They're actually going to just commit to the full force and then save thereafter. Not a big fan of this myself, but yeah.
Sounds like your dog's happy with it, though. I'll give you that.
I think he's just hungry. I'll have to try and get someone to sort that out.
No worries. We'll bear with it for now. In the meantime, we'll see what these teams are up to. And BlueJays are going to have to do something aggressive here, considering they're on pistols. It's a force buy again. They've decided to go that way rather than going with a full save. I guess they didn't quite have enough to really warrant the save, so it would have been a double save anyway, most likely.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see if they can make anything happen with these pistols. Last time they tried to get aggressive up short and they got destroyed by a flash play. This time, that same flash play, well, there's nobody on the other side. Locastic still going to persist with short here, it seems. They are faking a B split, although, as I say, that looks like they changed their minds and they actually may just commit a bit more to this fake. 3 players pushing through middle. I'm not sure if the bomb is going to be following. Holmes, this time he's got the 5-7, not able to do nearly as much damage as a compatriot, though he does get a nice shot through the smoke regardless.
Not going to get much more done, though. Neo is the one to take him down. Anyway, we won't go all the way. We don't know yet. Of course, the actual one is now playing with FaZe. So we'll see how that one goes.
Yep, and their first game was against Virtus Pro. How fitting.
That's hilarious.
D, 5-7 in hand, 4 players alive. All he can hope is for some exit frags. Of course, this was a full force from BlueJays. The fact that they've only found a single kill doesn't mean that they found much success, or means that they didn't find much success.
D certainly giving them a run around, using his parkour skills, getting out the way.
They're certainly doing their best effort to try and stop him from saving a 5-7. I think that this is a little bit unnecessary from Locastic. Although it looks like D's doing everything he can to avoid the combat.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, man. But of course, the 5-7 will be the only weapon they have in this round. So, and we did see he got a triple kill not too long ago. So maybe he's like, "This is my lucky charm, not letting this go." We've got BlueJays, of course, still in the lead. D, they're on 126 ADR because of that 5-7 play. So, still towering above on the scoreboard. But I think in this round, surely Locastic should have this one in the bag.
Yeah, BlueJays, they're going to try something out of the ordinary here. 4 players getting aggressive up middle. 1 peels away, holds up on short, but doesn't really affect things. Locastic, they just walk their way into the B bomb site here with absolutely no resistance.
Yeah, nice and easy does it. A gentle bomb plant. You know, it's a violent act because it's going to be a bomb exploding, as we were talking about.
That's
that.
Nice.
A nice violent act comes out there from them.
Not sure that that's something you can generally or conventionally use in the same sentence. Nice, violent.
Yeah, violence is nice in the context of it not being real in Counter-Strike. If it was real, it's not so nice.
Exactly that. So I wonder if BlueJays are going to be able to find anything more in this round. Not with BRLE hitting shots like that. I do remember from Season 8 that Dust was one of Locastic's strongest map. Between Overpass, Inferno, and Dust, they were able to compete quite significantly. I remember them taking B Pro to overtime on this map and even contesting against Wendigo. So they are starting to find some of that form once again and an opportunity to pull ahead here in this buy round.
Yeah, I do remember that B Pro game pretty well, where it looked like B Pro had it in the bag and then it went to overtime. It was some crazy stuff. So Locastic, they're going to have to bring out plenty more crazy stuff for this season because, of course, again, not playing with Mariucci, no in-game leader, and that makes life difficult.
Yeah, you think life would be more difficult on the T side than it would on the CT. Locastic, they're getting very aggressive onto the A bomb side. D-faces them as he dominates them with a quick double. Salted with the reply on the opposite side of the map is going to be calling for some support, but the support is very far away. He's going to have to do quite a bit of work by himself. CT is going to be there before his team, I believe. That bomb is getting there pretty quickly, but still going to be a while until it gets planted. Neo, he's on the opposite end of the world right now. He's got some... Oh, no. Gives up his spot, looking for that frag. Madden shuts down Salted on the bomb site. Unfortunately, the bomb hasn't gotten there quick enough. RB Furious, so much to do with the op. He actually gets the lineup in the double. That leaves Neo in the 1 versus 1. A very doable situation, though. The AWP's got the angle, but he opts against it. Changes his mind, and that actually allows Neo to get a bit closer.
Oh, Neo, it's all going to be about the timing here. When does Dimka decide to step out? Will he catch him at all? Actually, this is super smart out of Neo. He might just be the one.
Well, he is the one to make a good decision. He's also going to drop the smoke off blocking CT. Went a bit deep, but Dimka now realizing that it is going to be an A plant. There is a kit to work with as well as a smoke for Dimka, so time on his side. Where does Neo go?
Oh, he's so lucky.
Back. Yeah, he's so lucky Dimka wasn't holding the angle because there was a gap in the smoke. Dimka opting for the AK-47 as opposed to the AWP. Neo has gone all the way back into the cubby here towards long. Like I said, Dimka has got that smoke. Smoke goes onto the bomb. And is he going to straight up stick the bomb? He is indeed. Neo's tapping. He's not finding the shots. He's just missing. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. He hit a few, but not fatal. Dimka gets the defuse. BlueJays win the round.
Oh, look at this again. This was rather fortuitous. If he got the third there, I would have just lost my, well, everything. It's like, what?
And actually a tactical pause coming through from BlueJays as well. Maybe rubbing it in Locastic's face a little bit.
Could be. D still having a good time of it, 130 ADR on his side, stole the top man on the other side. Interesting to see the ADR figures across all the players except for Sereni there on BlueJays pretty high up. So, I mean, with the score quite close, it's interesting to see that they actually have done quite a bit more damage. And we are, well, I was going to say just about to go into it. It felt like it got stuck there for a second, but we unstuck ourselves, thankfully. There's the smoke for the cross. Learn that one for matchmaking, kids. You got to pop that smoke. It looks like Neo's maybe looking to poke out along there. But meanwhile, it's actually a fake. It's B.
Yep, 4 players streaming straight into that bomb site. 1-for-1 trade is the initial action that goes down. Stoll gets the advantage for his team there. That's the B bomb site now firmly in control of Locastic. We know how difficult it is to retake this bomb site, especially when you have a man down. And it looks like BlueJays are going to go straight for it, not wasting any time. Madden loses his life for his troubles. Neo's got the wraparound. He's going to pick up a double. And this is a really nice little fight back here in the first half from Locastic.
Yeah, I think that illustrated pretty perfectly why the B contact play or the long contact play makes a heck of a lot more sense on this map than what we saw them try in the previous round, which was running up short quickly. There you're going to need lots of utility down to actually get out there. But if you got the spawn for B, you can play that, and as long as you get the first kill, the bomb site's pretty much yours.
Yeah, exactly. And if you've got the bomb site, well, probably 7 to 8 times out of 10, you're going to win the round as well, because just so difficult to retake from the CT's perspective, especially when you have tunnels control as well.
Yeah, it's quite different to I think any other bomb site in the game. Beyond Dust 2, it's pretty much a fortress once it's actually taken. A successful retake, I'd say, is probably likely 2 times out of 10.
Yeah, so you agree with my numbers? I went with successful 8 out of 10, and you went with unsuccessful 2 out of 10. So
exactly, I think we split that perfectly.
I like it. Okay, so eco round here for the German organization with the Serbian players, BlueJays, just in case you weren't aware. And yeah, USPs across the board. Madden with the most powerful weapon being that P250. I like the way that Locastic approach these rounds though, Mike. Grouping up practically with either 4 or 5 players pushing around the map, not leaving anything to chance.
Not getting caught off here, as I say that. Holmes does get 1 kill, but that should be all that he's good for. A lot of damage over the USP.
Yeah, BRLE brought down to 3. Needs to be careful, doesn't get shot in the knee. And he actually still gets another kill, although that's not a bad round for BlueJays, considering that they had such a small investment into the round.
Yeah, 2 players also very close to death there as well. You'd think maybe if they had a couple more P250s, might have even been winnable for them, which is a little worrying if you're Locastic, I'll say.
Yeah. Indeed. Let's see where Locastic can go from here. This is the first time in the game that they've been ahead. And again, it looks like it's going to be an aggressive start here. RB Furious leading the charge in long. There is no resistance here whatsoever from BlueJays. Generally, when you see teams going for the strat, they have a bit more towards long than what they do right now. Holmes, though, fortunately, does have the cross. No smoke. Interesting here from Locastic. Finally, that smoke does come through. I think RB Furious was just a bit ahead of the strat there. But look at it. It's a fake.
Second time we've seen that timing fail. So, Cena, as you say, is it a fake? It's a double fake.
It's a double fake. I think they changed their minds there at the last second. Though this is going to work out for BlueJays because they've got the majority of their players here right now. Still only 1 guy on B. Now between Salted and Neo, they're going to have to conjure up some ingenuity to try and get something done in the round. But that Org is just shutting them down right in the face. Dumke, he's going to get the flank. Takes him a while, but in the end, he does achieve the desired result.
Does indeed. Nicely done in the end. Locastic there, I think, maybe doing more to help BlueJays win that the BlueJays actually had to do in that one.
Yeah, they certainly did. So, got the AWP for D. Got the AWP for RB Furious. I've noticed that RB Furious has been AWPing more frequently than what Salted has lately. Yeah,
of course, they didn't actually have a like a full-time AWPer, so I guess maybe they're just trying to mix it up, considering. Yeah. I like that flash off the window shutter. That was a nice thing that they added. Because, you know, of course, the previous version of the map, it had like a curved edge. Talking about curved edges, curving some bullets around the corner there. Madden will get one before he gets traded off, and this is favoring Locastic. Dimp has got to do something here. He's got to get this kill.
Yeah, Neo didn't need to get aggressive there at all. He really should have just let his teammates get onto the bomb site, get the bomb down, and then force that long player to turn around and try and contest the bomb site. And that actually certainly enhances BlueJays' chances here. Two players coming up short. RB Furious just gets a leg there, doing a minimal amount of damage. He's going to have another bite of the cherry. Salt is going to have to come into the action as well. He gets a nice double spray down there. RB Furious needs to be singing his praises after that one. Now, between the two of them, they need to try and take down Dumke. Salted finds the frag. 15 and 10 health for the two remaining players in Locastic side.
You feel for BlueJays there if they just had a nade.
Yeah,
they
imagine.
dealt with those players on short, but no. Unfortunately, not going to be the case, and the CT economy now decimated yet again. They're going to be on pistols, not even a proper force buy. This is just equalizing the money. RB Furious knocking them down like Skittles at the moment.
Yeah, certainly validating his team's trust with the AWP in himself. Dumke playing around the fringe of the smoke here is going to be able to find one, and he's actually tapping through the smoke. Nearly comes out on top, though Neo is able to adjust.
You can see that's a bit of RB Furious's instinct as well to play solo, because he tends, when he is on rifles, to play more of a lurk kind of role. So having him with the AWP is going to do things like that occasionally, because he's used to not playing with the rest of his team. So
yeah,
that's where it maybe comes into a negative at times. But so far, he's been good.
Yeah, he's got a pretty impressive skill set with the weapon. Just needs to be more aware of his teammates around him. Also, just going up against the pistols, I don't think it was necessary for him to take such an aggressive angle. Anyway, Locastic, they get themselves onto the B bomb site. Bomb goes down. BlueJays is going to have a crack at this. They do only have pistols, so not really risking all that much. Madden has the AWP. I'm interested to see if he commits anything here. Maybe he will if his teammates can find a quick frag or two, but Locastic have such firm control of this bomb site. I don't think that there's really anything on offer besides perhaps some exit frags, but that's about it.
Doing his best. The Serenian, his best turns out to be good enough to get that kill, but not much more. Maybe needed a look to keep the armor. That would have helped their money, I think.
Yeah.
Madden, I think he wants to hang on to this. Will he be able to? Nope.
We got some player profiles today, Mike. Some pictures of the guys.
Yeah,
that's new, right?
No, we've had that all season. What are you talking about?
Are you sure?
Very sure.
Oh, I'm really surprised that this is the first time that I've noticed it then. I'm actually going to go find out. I think you're wrong. I don't think we have it all season.
Oh!
What a beautiful angle there above the smoke. Semantics aside, he takes down Salted with ease. And a good first frag for his team. They need to get something done here. They don't have much utility to work with, so an early advantage is going to go a long way. Sereny, he has got his X-ray vision on right now as he's doing a good amount of damage through the smoke.
Free AK served up because of that nade, and also a free kill served up courtesy of RB Furious jumping into the crosshair there. And now it's just one player left at Sol, and his life will be taken from him. And that will be the half. 7 to BlueJays, 8 to Locastic. And very nice from Locastic to come back into it after taking some pain in the first 4 rounds.
Yeah, really good halftime scoreline. The fact that they're even able to win the half as well is quite astounding. As we just get a quick summary there. D-Face on 17 kills. That triple kill with the 5-7, of course, the most influential of that lot. And then some decent kill distribution on Locastic side. RB Furious, Stall, and BRE within 1 kill of one another. Going to be looking on Salted and Neo to just pick those frags up a bit. And Sereny as well. Going to have to hit a bit harder on that T side. Like I said, Locastic lacking an IGL, or at least their normal IGL. They're probably going to have it a bit of an easier time on the CT side, considering that there isn't as much direct communication from one individual.
Yeah, typically the case. I'd say on older versions of Dust 2, maybe not, because of just how hard CT used to be here, but the way it is now, it's certainly a bit easier than it used to be a couple of years ago on the less nice looking version. I'll be furious. He spotted a player.
Yeah, but he's not going to expect Dimkir to be right close, and that's going to bait his teammates into the push. Stole, though, salvaging the situation, and BRLD on the opposite side of the map. He picks himself up a double. Can he make it a triple? Absolutely. Doesn't even need Salted to come into the equation. Salted was just thinking to himself, cool, man, yeah, he's done a great job. He's taken the bait. They're going to push past me. No ways they expect me. Oh, he's killed them all.
What was that, Matt? I mean, at this point, you go, okay, well, Stoll did well to bring it back, but surely they're in trouble. No, they're not in trouble. PRLE on the other side, just tapping away up along with the P2K.
Great start to the second half here for Locastic. Exactly what they needed. They can pull away here and actually start to pile the misery onto BlueJays, who are going to get aggressive here up short. Of course, this is just a full eco from them. They're looking for a plant at most. Doesn't even look like they're going to be finding a frag. So we're going to be heading into a buy round next. I think it's quite an important one for BlueJays to pick up, because if they lose this round, Locastic are going to be looking at about 12-7 if BlueJays can't find a plant.
Yeah, that could be a little bit of a tough one. Let's see how things work out. Interesting that Locastic are hanging on to those MP9s. They've got 3 FAMASs as well, so quite a disadvantaged situation overall based on the buy.
Yeah,
I mean, the
scoreboard.
scoreboard.
It's almost a bit of a bonus round here for Locastic, so that even more adds to my point that if they're able to pick this up, it's going to put them in a really good position, and they get off to the best start possible. 2 players pushing out of long from BlueJays, and both of them get taken down.
You're good at making good points, man. I'll give you that.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Madden, he gets a good point entry there as he takes down RB Furious. He's going to be calling for support now, as he's got control of the bomb site. Locastic going to be looking to disrupt this before the bomb goes down, I think, though. But I don't think they're actually going to be able to do that. Bomb gets onto the site. The linchpin here for BlueJays is Holmes. He's got the flank on short. He's had to take down BRLE though, so that means now Locastic are going to be aware of his position. That forces Locastic's hand. They want to try and get the issue on the speed bomb sites, and Salted loses his life. Now it's on Stoll and Neo. Awkward position for them to work from.
Oh, D-Face again doing what his name says, ripping off faces.
Yeah.
And that's BlueJays drawing within 2. The first buy round goes their way, and of course, because they didn't upgrade weaponry, Locastic could potentially buy here, but they do have a couple of players who are a little short of that magic $4,000 number, so clearly they're thinking about it.
I think that they should go for the savior, considering that they are ahead. No reason to be force buying. They've got the time and space to work with. So the player camera, the player photos on you, Mike. Just by the way, I got confirmation from Soren. I actually had to go and ask.
Last week Thursday they were there too.
Okay, so we're both right then, but right, yeah, I'll let you off. Locastic, they need something to go their way in this round. They are going to be saving, not really investing much at all. Interestingly, the majority of the players between $3,000 and $4,000.
Certainly a double all probably going to come out, yeah?
Yeah, I was about to say, it just shows that they really want to have a lot of money to work with, but they may not even need to look that far ahead in the future, as they've got themselves a 2-man advantage here. Some weapons on the ground as well. BRLE, he's got an opportunity to find some more frags here, but the frags go the way of BlueJays. Finally, they pick themselves up a couple. They're going to need more than that, though, because it is still Locastic with the advantage. RB Furious spots out the second player in middle. He's just doing his best to make it away with his life. Salted, he gets a jump on Madden, who's been able to just make it away alive. And this round has been turned on its head right now. Madden and D completely split on opposite ends of the map. Madden, he's getting wrapped upon. Somehow he's able to flick quick enough and take down Neo. My word.
This is a bit nuts. I mean, USP only on Salted. I think if he had one more bullet in his USP before, he might have gotten that kill in the middle. Madden, he's going to be relying on headshots. But this is tense, man.
This is really tense. I can't believe that Locastic have actually gotten themselves into the situation. Madden, the hero so far of the round for BlueJays, is going to have to close it out here as well. He's in the 1v1 against RB Furious, who's actually been able to upgrade to an AK-47. RB Furious misses his one tap. He only needs to land a single bullet, and he is going to land that bullet. Locastic winning the most unlikely round possible. I was just seeing how they basically invested nothing into the round. Maybe 2 flashes and a P250 here or there, but that was about it. AKs across the board for Blue Jays. They lose the round.
Doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense, but if you analyze that, 3 players towards long out of Locastic there to try and maybe steal a weapon away, do something. Usually that doesn't work. Usually you're going to get cut down by those rifles, but Blue Jays, the players decided to take the straight up fights and close range with the pistols. Maybe they didn't have that much in the way of equipment, but that was still a dangerous thing. Yeah, we're talking about danger. Stoll stealing some kills there.
Yeah, that was certainly a great opening to the round for Locastic. Stoll has been really prolific with that P250, I must say. That seems to have an influence every time his team is reduced to an eco round, whether it's just a quick one tap or a couple of frags, always got himself amongst the mix. So, very important buy round here for both of these teams. More so for Blue Jays than for Locastic, Mike. They've got basically nothing to work with in the way of utility.
Yep, they're going to look for some kind of contact play, surely, and it looks like short might be the intended target. Yeah, Dimko hoping somebody's going to offer something up, and they do, in fact. BRLE gives them his head, basically, and that's going to open things up a little bit. Madden will look to hold them off on the flank, and that is exactly what they needed now. Locastic maybe even should consider a savior.
Yeah, this is a very explosive round here from Blue Jays, and I completely agree with you. I think that Locastic needs to do some damage control, but Madden is still lurking. So what a round, what a reply back from Blue Jays. They say we don't have the utility to work with, so we're just going to go straight up contact. Hyper aggressive, and it works out for them.
Yeah, nicely done from them, and that's the difference between what they did there and what we saw Locastic do when they tried it. They slowed down a little bit on their play and allowed the defense to fall back and eventually crush them. Here, however, the Locastic player, I think it was BRLE, just stayed aggressive, pulled out a nade as well, which was probably not the greatest idea. Clearly didn't realize they were up close, and that gave them the opening they need. The follow-up came in as well. And, well, when 2 kills go down on a bomb site, odds are that that's going to be in the hands of the T's.
Yeah, 100%.
Unless it's some kind of crazy stack, but,
yeah, no, we're talking...
normal situation.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Locastic are going to be able to get another buy-up in the round, considering that they did save some weaponry from the previous round, and we're going to have another tactical pause here from the Croatian side. So this means that their economy is going to be in a very bad place, and if Locastic lose this round, they're going to be on an eco. Quite a lot at stake here for them. The opposite side, Blue Jays, well, they've got a buy-up in the next round regardless of what goes down here, so they've got a bit of breathing room.
Yeah, the loss bonus starting to factor in a little bit more. And as we're just about to get going, 9 seconds until we hit it. Who's going to hit the ground running here? Who do you think's going to take this one?
I actually think Locastic are going to win this map. I think Blue Jays managed to get the better of them in the previous round because Locastic are just such a structured team, and sometimes those rushes do get the better of such a structure. But once things do normalize, I think Locastic are going to come out on top. Let's see though. Blue Jays starting to find their footing on the T side.
There's a little smoke out there just to make sure there's nobody behind that door doing anything cheeky.
Yeah, bit of spray coupled with that as well. But Locastic taking a very passive approach towards middle right now. One player in CT holding the cross. They've got 2 players orientated around that B bomb site, though as I say that one of them does teeter off towards middle. 1 man in long and 1 man in the car watching short. So very standard setup here from Locastic. Blue Jays is going to try and work their way in middle and see if they can find a pick, but just some damage traded back and forth between D and Stoll.
Yeah, nobody going down just yet, and that also illustrative, I think, perfectly of why the AUG is so powerful right now. That angle, had he been holding it against an AWP with an M4, would have been a lot more difficult to take that fight.
Yeah, probably loses his life there. Good point, Mike. Blue Jays, they've gotten themselves very aggressive up short here. 4 players with a lot of presence, and they're going to actually drop down. Sereny loses his life. That means Blue Jays don't have many options. They're going to have to double back towards the B bomb site here, but they find all of the frags. Absolutely every single frag which they needed to get themselves towards B was immediately taken And without further ado, Blue Jays win the round.
Yep, the bomb goes down, but we can of course call it pretty much done and dusted already. Locastic going to be looking to hang on to those guns. There's no way they're going to want to take any crazy fights. Yeah, that's a pretty normal fight. And actually,
Wow.
they get 2 kills.
Yeah.
Maybe they're considering it, but surely no time.
Yeah, the thing is Salted is on the opposite side of the map, and BRLE doesn't even have a kit, so I think they have to just be happy with the fact that they found 2 kills and they damaged Blue Jays' economy. Madden going to be just trying to take the AWP into the next round. I wonder if BRLE is going to be looking for a little bit more here, or if he's going to be content with the 1.
He should be content, I think, considering he's got 400 in the bank. If they keep these 2 guns, they're going to be looking at the possibility of maybe 2 guns on Sol and Neo. RB Furious will be on a pistol, but don't know. Even then, I wonder maybe it might still be better to save.
Yeah, I think that they should be saving right now. I don't think they have the economy to warrant to buy, and it looks like they're going to go for the safer option. They do save, and this is a great opportunity for Blue Jays to level the score here once again. They get pretty aggressive out long. That's Holmes leading the charge, and well, I'm sure they're aware that they're playing against a save round, because Locastic did go for the force in the previous. Sereny opens up the account for his team, but Stoll with the Desert Eagle, they're going to have to do something about him, as he does take down 2 with him as he finally finds his way to the grave, but leaves his team in a winnable situation.
Very winnable. In fact, RB Furious and Co coming in behind you, and they catch him completely off guard. This could be another save round going the way of Locastic against Blue Jays, and they're not dealing with these well at all.
Yeah, Locastic need to identify that Madden is the only man remaining, and that the lurk of Blue Jays that should be making the 180 split and checking their behinds. Madden found his way towards long, again in a clutch situation he should never have found himself in the first place. Unfortunately for Locastic, 2 of the 3 players who are alive are Salted and Neo, the 2 players who saved in the previous rounds, which means that they do have armor. Very tough situation for Madden right now. He's going to be able to smoke the cross, starts making his way up the ramp, finds that first pick onto Neo as well, but that's all it's going to be. RB Furious takes him down, and Locastic winning another save round, Mike. Sacrilege.
Yeah, that shouldn't be happening, and I can give Blue Jays some credit there that initially they threw a bunch of flashes out long, made a lot of noise. They were aware that it was a save, and of course in the previous round that Locastic won, they had 3 players towards long, and exactly the same had happened this time around. So it looked like that kind of circumvented that, stopped that from affecting them. And then they got wrecked as they walked into short. The Deagle just ringing out, gets the 2 kills, and by then the rotation was just so quick, it wasn't going to give them any chance. So they did what they needed to do initially, but it just seems like if Blue Jays' plan doesn't go quite according to the books in the initial seconds of the round, then they tend to descend into a bit of chaos.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes a quick double kill with a Desert Eagle can do that to a team. Plunges the team speak into chaos, and everyone's making frantic calls, make some questionable decisions, even though the numbers are still even and you have the advantage because of the weaponry. But anyway, in the end, it works out for Locastic. Let's see, Blue Jays got 4 players in tunnels right now. It looks like they're going to be going for the burst into the V bomb site.
So Rennie really on a Deagle and nothing else?
Yes. Did he die?
He must have dropped or something, maybe.
I'm not sure. Anyway, Blue Jays, they're going to go straight into the V bomb site. They're going to be met by 2 Locastic defenders. It's a trade, 1 apiece so far, which does favor Blue Jay because they've been able to get out onto the bomb site. RB Furious, he's got the angle. He's looking for second frag with the spray down. Eventually, Stoll is going to come in and support him. D now going to land a nice shot through the box there to take down RB Furious, and that's actually going to prompt him to continue to push forward. Salted, he has the angle though. He got there just in time, and that is a massive frag for Locastic because it leaves Holmes by himself. The bomb is rooted in the B bomb site, but the problem is that the numbers haven't been punched in. It's not activated.
You wish they'd sort of invent a remote control for that thing, I mean, it's 20 years later, we've got the technology, guys.
It will only defeat the purpose of the game, so that's cool. Salted defeating the purpose of Blue Jays in this game as he takes them down 13-10, and a save round for Blue Jays.
So can you imagine if it was like the reverse version of a bomb squad robot, where it was like just a bomb on a little radio controlled car, and the terrorists stayed in spawn, and it would be a pointless game then, wouldn't it?
In Call of Duty, you used to get a perk where you got a little explosive remote control car that you got to drive around. So I could get on board with that, Mike. Ne?
Well, I've seen the riot shield come back for danger zone remote control
Oh,
cards. I
man.
don't know.
Oh,
Meanwhile,
well,
Neo.
yeah. BlueJays, somebody's remote controlling them straight into this B bomb sites, and they're not doing a. Only find a single frag. Holmes, the lone wolf remaining. And I think that BlueJays have got quite a bit of round loss bonus behind them. And they're going to need it because a couple players don't have much money to their name. Yeah, you can see $4,200, pretty much the average across the board, which means they're not going to have a wealth of utility to work with. Probably or definitely no AWP either. So again, BlueJays find themselves with their backs against the wall this time, though. If they lose the round, there is nowhere to go.
Yeah, that could be a pretty tough one for them. And this is one of those maps where on T side you do actually need an AWP. There's a lot of maps that you can get away without one. Here, I think with these long distances, it's almost a necessity.
Yeah, against the Orgs as well, right? But Stoll, well, he closes the gap by getting aggressive up middle. Out at long, Dumka's also being able to trade up BRLE, so it's BlueJays who find themselves with a one-man advantage. Neo, he needs to be careful here. There's a late push coming through middle. Madden destroying Neo, and he's looked really good, I must say. He's been connecting some impressive shots so far this game.
Yeah, certainly some good form on him, and now they correctly deduced that the B-bomb site must be empty, so in they go. And if that shot had landed, it could have brought things a little bit closer, but now surely with the money situation, they'd probably be looking to hang on. And no, they're finding kills everywhere. There's RB Furious with a nade kill. Salted finds a little offhanded AWP shot there towards Car. And now 2v2, it's actually worth it for them to go for this, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. They've got the kits, they've got utilities, smokes, flashes, absolutely everything. That smoke gonna go in. Smokes off tunnel. Flash is gonna allow RB Furious to look for the entry here as well, but he's looking for a lineup himself while Holmes gets proactive, finds that kill. Salted, the only man remaining now, is gonna get taken down through the door. BlueJays winning the all-important round.
D actually suffered a double dink there. He's lucky the door was there to stop those bullets, so nice and easy for BlueJays in the end. They found the early entries, and Locastic looked like they nearly turned it around. But thankfully for the BlueJays boys, it doesn't end up on map point for Locastic. They've still got some time left in the game. They're still alive. What can they do while they're still alive?
Well, if they lose this round, they're going to be on an eco, and that's going to be BlueJays getting themselves ever closer to Locastic's score. Sereni still on a Desert Eagle, even though there was options for at least a couple SMGs to be dropped. I mean, of course, this is Dust, and as you mentioned earlier, a lot of long-distance battles, but you just think maybe trying to push onto a bomb site, give you that option for some rapid fire. Is what it is. Let's see what they can do with the situation. Holmes is going to go for the pop flash. Stoll, he's got his back turned, but not able to turn back quick enough. And that means it's a frag that goes untraded for Locastic. D with the AWP connects into RB Furious, so BlueJays get themselves into prime real estate here early on in the round.
There you go, the smokes to enable the cross. Salted on the angle. There's, of course, definitely going to be a player dropping down, and he exposes himself a little bit quickly there. Sereni loses his head thanks to Salted. Dimka on the lurk, also doing some head popping of his own. Now in a 4v3. Make that a 4v2. Could it be a 4v1? I think it is the case. Neo, the only man left alive. Dimka doing fantastic work towards long.
Yeah, really well-timed push coming through there, allowing his teammates up short to take the focus, and then he comes through. Does well when he takes that duel against Stoll or Salted as well, juking him back and forth around the corner, shoulder peeking him, trying to bait that shot out. Eventually he does. Easy kill as well. Neo, though, he's been able to find Madden. He's got the AWP as well, but he's going to be taken down by Dimka in a matter of time. No! Somehow the timing is on his side and he's able to get away, but I do still think that his death is imminent.
Yep, they do most definitely want to take that gun away from him. They don't necessarily have the economy themselves to do this, but they know how desperate the economic situation for Locastic is, surely, so they're going to be going for this, and they will converge on him. 3 of them there. He wasn't going to get away with that with an AWP.
No, not even in the slightest. And it is BlueJays winning a very important round there. That puts Locastic into an eco. And things are starting to level out here once again as we head towards that final round. Or that 30th round. Sereni's only got 6 kills though, Mike.
Yeah, that's quite worrying for him. The team's still doing okay, but how much better would they be doing if he was in double digits?
Yeah, exactly. May have a few more rounds on their side right now. Blue Jays know that they're playing against the eco, so they're going to just go
Oh,
for a
he
bit more
dinked
of a
him.
passive approach. How does D get the dink there and walk away with
He
his
walks
life?
into an AWP scope and he
Yeah,
dinks the AWP with the USP. That's okay.
that's cheeky. That's very cheeky. Alrighty, so they're going to get their crusade going onto this A bomb site. Stoll tapping through that smoke with the USP. He's able to take down Holmes. Don't forget that D's also fairly low, though. Dumke finally bringing calm back to the situation as he picks up a double kill.
That must have created just a little bit of a hint of panic, because they do remember what happened last time Locastic won pistols. The last 2 times, in fact. So, I think maybe feeling a little bit calmer about it now. They know where these players are, so they should be able to deal with them pretty smartly. They're Madden delivering one. He's actually been on point.
Yep. Indeed, he has. Salted, the only man remaining. The man who opened up his account for his team is going to be put down by Madden. So, Blue Jays get themselves within 1. Locastic are going to be on a buy round now, though. They're going to have that AW to work with as well for Salted. But if they lose this round, that should be Blue Jays getting to map point first.
Certainly should be the case. So let's see where we get to in this one. Locastic limited on the nades, and well, that's not necessarily the worst thing on this map compared to some of the others. Madden there. Oh, I thought he'd missed out, and then the repeat came in from Salted. Probably not the greatest idea, but again, they feel they need to be aggressive because they don't have the nades to hold them out of these sites.
Yeah, really good start to the round for Blue Jays. Goes against everything that Locastic needed. Now they're going to have to take some sort of a gamble. They're going to have to keep one player towards the B bomb site, or they're going to have to give up some part of the map. Stoll, he's been a shining light for Locastic. 23 kills to his name. Again, Sereny just having some presence towards the B bomb site, faking it out there. That keeps that second player deep in the B bomb site. That means A is going to be heavily undefended. Very difficult to control A with only 2 players. One focused on short, one focused on long. They're going to have to be flawless between the 2 of them. And you can see Stoll opting to drop back all the way deep in long, giving up short. And D, he's just waiting very patiently. Stoll walks into his crosshair, and that leaves it all on his teammate. Now BRLE with it all to do. He's going to go down as well. And that is Blue Jays clutching the round without even losing a single player.
Nice work out of them, nice and methodical.
Yeah.
I feel like I keep wanting to make comments about their hairstyles and their facial expressions, and then I realize that's a very bad idea, so I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, because if you were that guy, I mean, you wouldn't want somebody making comments about
That's
you.
a very handsome man, isn't he? I'll say that.
That works, I suppose. I'll be furious. He finally finds a frag for his team, doubles up with the second, but then he gets put in the grave. Blue Jays with a great resurgence here in the second half. They've got so much money to work with. Locastic, Mike, they're committing to the force buy. They're putting all their eggs in one basket.
That is risky, man. I can see why they're doing it, but yeah, they're going for broke. They want to win. They don't want to go to overtime. But what this does open you up to is, well, straight up losing.
Yes, exactly that. I suppose the buy rounds haven't been working out for them in the past couple of rounds, but surely you still need to give yourself some sort of a chance. Back yourself.
You would think so. Well, they still got enough to work with that. I can believe that they could take it, but again, they're going to need to do something. Just turtling is not going to work for them. So they've got 3 players actually together there on short, and that might be the key. They're hoping that there's going to be some kind of action towards short, but it does seem like Blue Jays are a little bit more intent on going elsewhere.
I love the way that Blue Jays are approaching this right now. Very methodical approach as they take long control. Makes sense that they go for long, the longest distance on the map, trying to put as much space between them and the pistols of Locastic. Of course, they're not sure whether Locastic has gone for the force buy or whether they're saving in the round yet, so they are just going for that conservative approach. 4 players been able to get out of long. Still one in middle, that's Stoll. Well, excuse me, it's Madden who's being contested by Stoll. Madden needs to be careful though. He's a very important part of the strategy here for BlueJays. He's the only reason that Locastic would have to look behind them right now, as the hit does come through onto the A bomb site. Sereny opens up the account with the double, really starting to come into his own now. Eventually he does go down, but the trade is immediate, and BlueJays get themselves control of the A bomb site.
It's great work out of them to get in there, as you said, so methodical, so calculated in the way that they were going about, and Locastic's gamble towards short not working out at all. The gamble with the economy as well will be swatted down. D there continuing his fantastic form. He's on 26 and 18 at the moment. He's having a great time of things, and RB Furious, unfortunately, he's not having such a great time in this round. On the scoreboard overall, he's looking good, but his team is not looking good at all. 15-14 now. BlueJays come from behind to take map point.
I can't believe it. I'm eating my words here. As I said, I thought Locastic may be able to win the map, and they were looking good to do it, but the tables have turned. Now they've got another force buy to work with. At least there's a bit more to this force buy than they had in the previous round, but they're already without one man.
Gonna be looking for the scout to do something. Will it be able to? I'm not so certain, actually. They don't seem to be giving any opportunities here for an errant scout shot to actually catch anything. Dimka there extinguishing BRLE, and Sereny hoping to maybe cut off some kind of rotation. Unfortunately, all the action happening elsewhere.
Yeah, that is the name of the game. Sometimes the director gets you like that. Lots to focus on for him, Sereny. Well, he's got his focus on Neo, taking him down 2 versus 4, the only players remaining for Locastic to keep themselves in this game, to try to take it to overtime, but it is not looking likely right now. RB Furious, the only player remaining with that scout, gonna land 1 shot onto Madden, but he does go down, and BlueJays winning the map 16-14.
Yeah, they actually made that last sequence of, what was it, 6 or 7 rounds in a row, 6 rounds in a row, look pretty easy after, you know, the BlueJays guys found it difficult against Locastic early on. Will they find it difficult in Inferno? Join us in 10 minutes. Even when a games console, you can't play Counter-Strike on it, but you can play all sorts of other cool stuff, right?
Yeah, you can play some good games that aren't the best on computer. Anyway, let's see. Straight into the action here. BlueJays looking to get aggressive down banana. They want to fight for the control here, and they're taking all the control by force.
Wrecked,
they pick up
man.
all 5 kills without even losing a single player. What is this?
That was some crazy stuff. They just went straight down banana, took the fight to Locastic, and Locastic like a deer in headlights, 5 deers in headlights as a freight train's coming.
Yeah. They really did just freeze there, and they sort of got thrown off by how many players were pushing down banana from BlueJays. So, great start to the second map here for BlueJays.
Yeah, nicely does it for them, and they're going to want to keep the momentum going from the previous map. It did look like Locastic had control for a vast period of that game, but BlueJays did super well to come back into it in the second half of the second half, shall we say. And then the nades getting the Kobe, the dunk.
That is one of the things which BlueJays were the most prolific for on this map, especially when we saw them under Capolypsa, and that was for the effective utility usage. There was that game which we saw them against B-Pro, I think it was, where all the players had over 200 damage at halftime after their CT half.
Yeah, it was crazy, and we've seen them do super well on this map. It does seem to be a map that most of the teams in SEC like to play.
Yes.
That's generally how it is at top-level Counter-Strike.
Except B-Pro at the moment, who have been the least successful on this map from what we've seen, and that's a bit of a telling sign.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's interesting.
Sorry, just a side note there, just the one team that
you're right.
probably wouldn't have necessarily expected to be struggling on this map, considering that they are some of the favorites in the championship as a whole.
Yeah, I think the lack of spy leader, they're definitely hitting them. Again, another in-game leader gone, and for Locastic, without their in-game leader, Mariucci, also struggling a little bit. And I think in a series, if they don't get overpass, you can see where it does hurt them now, because Dust was their choice. They lost their choice. Now we're on Inferno, and between BlueJays, Fate, Nexus, all of these teams love playing Inferno. So if Inferno is going to be the second map in a series, it's really going to leave them in a bit of a disadvantage.
The unfortunate thing for Locastic is that they are actually good at this map, and I've seen them do some really amazing things. The fact of the matter is that they're just lacking their IGL, and their IGL goes a long way, especially on the T side of Inferno. it is a very dynamic map that constantly needs to be tended to on all sides. You can't just be focusing on one part. You really need to be doing multiple things at the same time. Anyway, it looks like they're trying to get aggressive here in middle. Holmes unnecessarily pushing forward. That's going to cost him his life. Neo looking to double up, and he is going to be able to find the second player as well. Eventually he goes down, but he's done enough to prompt his team to start pushing towards A. So there's still Dimkits for them to deal with on the bomb side. He misses the timing there, and it is Locastic who find themselves in a favorable situation as the bomb goes down.
Tell you what, it'd be just like Locastic to wreck us now after we're saying that things are unfavorable for them. Let's see.
Yeah, that's true. The commentator's curse just seems to come through all too often. Uncanny, in fact.
Yeah, if only we could match fix, hey? Imagine how much money we would make, Matt. But we can't. It's against the rules and it's bad. Don't do it, kids. Don't match fix.
I think you just mean if we had some sort of a superpower that we could abuse.
Be like, yes, I can influence all the results. I'm tired of, well, a year ago I would have been like, I'm tired of Astralis winning. You know?
Yeah, well, that's quite an interesting situation right now, which we maybe can get into if we do find ourselves in a lengthy pause. Is just that Astralis situation and them losing 2-0 to instant fashion that they did.
Yeah, I actually got a lot to say on that one, so we'll definitely save that one for a little bit later when we have a tech pause or something. Yeah. 2-1 at the moment. Second map in the double BO1. Trying to hand out the weapons. Nobody wants the MP9. Does it smell bad?
I'll take pistol instead of an MP9. That's what Holmes is saying. And BlueJays opting for the force buy here. So a great opportunity for Locastic to actually level out the score and start to make some inroads on their T side.
So with the weapon swapping, man.
D says, okay, stop making noise and just give me the gun. I'll take the responsibility.
That thing is a hot potato.
Yeah. You're going to see D running from B now and passing it off to one of the players over here. Madden, he's got the angle with the AUG, and he's finding success with that weapon as well. Remember, that was the gun that he saved from the previous round. He's also the only player with the kit. So, a good first frag there, and I just saw that D doesn't have armor, so that's why he opted to trade that AUG to Dimka instead. Good
choice from him. Madden about to get a little bit of pressure, but he's responding super well. He gets two, in fact.
Yeah, really good stuff from him. If he can find a third, that would be amazing, but there is a lot of damage being dealt, although somehow he's still alive, and he's still actually buying a lot of time for his teammates to come through. Amazing play there from Madden in the back of the bomb site.
Sure, Madden there doing all that he needed to do, and that's showing the power of that position. If, of course, it's not great if they manage to cross, because then they can shoot you from two different angles. But as long as you can keep them, towards the entrance to be there, then that pillar can actually take an AWP shot and you won't take much damage. So it's a pretty powerful spot.
Yeah, exactly. So long as you've got somebody covering the cross from CT and the smoke isn't there, then it is exactly as you said, a very strong position. And BlueJays, they're getting aggressive down banana against the pistols here. This isn't the most advisable play, and they put a stop to it at least. Their smoke off the bottom of banana, content with map control alone as they should be. So Rennie's still looking for his first kill in the game.
Took him a while in the previous one to find much form as well. I think he was on 6 kills after halfway into the second half. So they're going to need him to show up a little bit sooner. Yeah, Holmes, he was pretty much on point throughout on the previous one, and I think Madden and D were the two heaviest hitters, however. So let's see if they're going to be hitting heavy. So far, they are. Sereni, they're on the board.
Yeah, I just want to chat about that strat I just saw from BlueJays. I'm not a big fan of it, actually, even though they did take deep banana control. When you're playing against an eco round, I don't think it's necessary to rotate the 4th player across to A. Rather keep 2 at B and 3 at A. Even if you've got that map control, you can get overwhelmed by the pistols, and it will allow your opponents a free plant.
Yeah, totally agree. I think that's a really good point. We often see teams against full buys will even AWP or somebody like that over towards B, and even that I'm a little bit worried about sometimes. I'll be furious. You've got to be worried about him. What are they doing?
They're just having a tea party at the moment, a fat conversation. Dimke, fortunately, is able to trade it out, and Madden, he comes into the action with an HE grenade as well. The round turned on its head, Locastic left reeling. And BRLE, he's going to look to get proactive through apps. He does a good job of finding Dimke. That's going to enable the plant as well. Holmes, with that AUG from a distance, is going to be able to take both of them down. He doesn't even need his teammates.
Geez, that nearly went all kinds of wrong for BlueJays there. It seemed like they were having some kind of committee meeting, as you said, a tea party
Yeah.
there in mid. They all nobody watching the angle at all. The fact that they only lost one kill to that, I think they got to be super lucky. They got to
Imagine
feel
what
really
RB
lucky.
Furious thought when he came around the corner. Must have been licking his lips.
I think it was a combination of that and extreme fright, because he's like, what are three of them doing here? It's like,
And none of them are looking at me either. This is just a weird
trick.
situation to be in. Yeah, it's a trap, exactly. All right, so again, Locastic find themselves on pistols.
Oh!
BlueJays have been doing a better job of dealing with the pistols on Inferno than what they did on Dust. As I say that, though, Stole does open up the round, though. BlueJays have been able to bounce back with a couple of frags across the map.
That was a belter there with that particular shot. Looking to get rid of the weaponry, make sure that they aren't able to take him with them into this round. And, well, Stoll's not going to be able to take it with him into the afterlife either.
Yeah. As I said, BlueJays a lot more competent in their anti-eco rounds. And I think that's what the difference was between them just eking out the round win on the map win on Dust and actually winning comfortably was those anti-eco round losses.
Yeah, they suffered a few of their own actually at the hands of Locastic in the first half, but they certainly tightened it up massively in that second half. It stopped being so much of a factor for them, and I think probably just because they were burnt by it a couple of times in the first half on Dust was not going to happen. So 6-1 at the moment. We are yet to see now on this buy round what's going to happen with the double AWP alive and huge nade damage actually coming in. Two players here on balcony. This could be super dangerous for them.
What?
But somehow they're getting the kills. How are they doing that?
This is crazy. I cannot believe what I'm witnessing right now. And if Locastic aren't tilted before that, they certainly are afterwards.
Yeah, that's not supposed to work at this level at all. So the fact that they managed to do it, it's definitely a little bit of a cheeky strat to go for. You can see the intention there is also to annoy a little bit more than anything else. And the fact that they get 2 kills and get out with their lives, that's more than they probably would have been hoping for.
And I think it's actually great from BlueJays to be making those sorts of plays. They've got so much room to work with. They can afford to be a little risky. And they're actually starting to play the emotional element of the contest here, trying to get into Locastic's head by making these ballsy plays. And the fact that they come out on top is just going to frustrate Locastic so much.
Yeah, well, that's obviously the reason why so often you'll see players double nade second mid into that window, or throw a molly, or post somebody on the bridge to avoid that happening. And here, Locastic just didn't make any provision for it at all. 2 players from BlueJays run out and decimate them.
Speaking of decimation, Locastic, they're flying up and on right now, and they catch some shrapnel for their troubles, and some good utility usage means that they're going to have to expend their smokes to get into the bomb site. There are 3 players here from BlueJays to shut down this push, but it is Stole who finds that first frag. A beautiful Molotov allows Stole, Holmes to get the triple. Neo finally does take him down, but the damage has been done. Madden is still in the vicinity with the AWP. I thought he might close the round out there, but it is still just a matter of time as Sereni chimes in the action as well.
Excellent work out of BlueJays there. They soften them up with the nades and they just walk into Holmes' crosshair. He didn't even need to do full damage to them because they were already tickled with the nades. They had to run through the fire. It was an absolute gauntlet just to get up towards the V-bomb site through Banana there, and that's going to make him think twice about trying that again.
Yeah, it certainly will be. And I mean, Locastic just pulling out the Rush B strat. That's the last one that you try, and you just hope for the best. And the fact that they get shut down so badly, certainly going to be a cause of frustration. They've got a bit of an opportunity in this round, considering that there is only 1 player on that B bomb site. That's Holmes. He's got a strong angle with that AUG, and he's actually got some support that's come through, so that window's not closed. I'm not sure what Locastic do here. Gonna have to allow Salted to try and find something with that AWP.
Sereni's got a ton of information here as well with this particular angle, so he should be good for one.
Look at RB Furious. RB Furious has actually lurked behind them towards the A bomb side, even though Sereni finds the frag and Holmes finds Neo. Man, they're so lucky that they find these kills, because if RB Furious was able to have an impact a bit sooner, I feel like Locastic actually would have had a good shot at this. They still may actually be able to get a bomb plant, but yeah, their chances are a lot less than what they are if RB Furious had gotten into the thick of things a little bit sooner.
Yeah, we were talking about his lurk style previously, and he is really good at it. He manages to be sneaky. This has given them a good opportunity, and in fact, the second kill there now makes it a much bigger opportunity for them overall. Holmes, he's been so on point now, and he should be able to get the second one as well. Stoll is being cornered here, nowhere to go, and the bomb in the corner itself will be, well, diffused as soon as he decides to go for it. I think they're looking for the second AWP or something.
Yeah, there you go. Throws it across. I'm surprised that Stoll didn't get a better post-plant position there. He did have a bit of time after the bomb went down, and he opted to actually stay on the site, and that's a really difficult spot to play from when you do only have an AWP to work with.
Guess maybe they were worried the rotation was quick and that there was an AWP possibly in library, so...
Yeah, wouldn't be able to get out of the bomb site if that was the case, I suppose, but still just unfortunate situation. Locastic, they are down 9-1 at the moment. Salted, he's got 1 kill, and it just seems to be when Locastic are successful, Salted is leading the charge. And the fact that he hasn't gotten those kills is just an allegory for how this game has been going for them.
Yep, they certainly are having a tough time of it at 9-1. The best they can hope for is 6 on their side, which should actually be plenty on this map, but
yeah,
it just doesn't seem likely right now.
6 is not feasible whatsoever. Even though they've got another buy round at their disposal here, they're still not able to get anything done. Already lost 2 players. They've been able to get themselves middle control at the start of the round, but they're still just dropping like flies. They're not able to make that next phase successful, pushing from map control into site execution. D aggressive with the AWP, able to adjust quick enough. Eventually, at the hands of RB Furious, he's executed, but that's all RB Furious is going to have to say in the round. BlueJays get themselves to double digits, and they are looking relentless.
Yep, getting decimated right now. Locastic and BlueJays, as you said, relentless. Scopes all around, in fact. 3 AUGs, 2 AWPs. Is it the major all over again?
Yeah, it is indeed. Keep in mind, this is BlueJays map pick as well, so the fact that they were able to win Dust 16-14, they would have had a wealth of confidence coming into this one. And it is working out for them in every sense right now. Look at this play coming out from D, getting aggressive with the AWP. Can he find someone for free? No, he's going to go down. RB Furious able to get that kill. Finally, Locastic find themselves an early advantage in the round.
Nicely does it for them, but the trade, that is helping them out big time. That's BlueJays are being helped out big time there. The 2 kills, that just almost puts the nail in the coffin, doesn't it?
Yeah, that really does just take the wind out of Locastic sails. Oh, man. That allows BlueJays to also rotate Madden across to that A-bomb site. Bolster up their defenses. Dumke, he's going to go exploring here. Sereni takes the aggression, and he actually finds both of the kills as well. He finds the 3rd. No need for a team. All about the ones. 11-1. And it is looking abysmal right now for the Croatian team. We're going to have a tactical pause, and I'm not sure what's going to be said in this tactical pause, but it's going to have to be some seriously inspirational words.
What's for dinner, lads?
I'm thinking more Al Pacino.
Any given Sunday.
Yeah, something along those lines. You know?
That's a classic, Matt.
Gotta fight for your inches, my man.
Yep, that's one of those speeches you can do with if you're in a tight spot, but
yeah,
let's see if the coach has got that for the boys at the moment, because Locastic, they look like they're on the ropes at the moment. They're hanging on by a thread, and well, they're seeing stars.
They are indeed, Mike. It's the 12th round, and BlueJays are still standing strong. Locastic, they are beat down right now. It's the 13th round, but I was actually making a boxing analogy, so the overlap was unfortunate. Anyway.
I appreciate it, though. I appreciate what you did there.
Thanks, Mike. What do BlueJays do with the success? They look like they are a team who feeds off of success, and they like to start moving with a nice free flow. Dynamic. Unpredictable.
Yeah, they are certainly that. Can definitely say that you don't always know what they're going to pull out, but you know it's going to be aggressive.
Yeah.
Locastic are going to have to be aggressive themselves. BRLE actually catches some bullets in the back. But there's some great work. The pistol's actually reaping dividends at the moment. They need one more kill. D needs to go down, but he stays alive.
Landing such an important shot there. Andy actually gets himself into the bomb site. He's going to be looking for the final frag as well. He misses no scope, but it is going to be death above as he lands his P250 shots, and D cannot put a foot wrong right now.
He gave him the D.
You had to, didn't you?
Oh, I considered for a while, should I say this? I did. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Certainly a fitting situation to drop such a term. Blue Jays dominating their opponents right now. And I'm not sure how Locastic come back from this one. They're going to need at least one more round, Mike. They cannot head into the second half with only one round to their name. Madden shutting them down meticulously here in Banana, one by one. With that AWP, timing his peaks perfectly. Sereny leaves a nice gap in his smoke there. Intentional, of course. And he capitalizes on that by taking down BRLE. RB Furious. He's going to try and lurk through here amongst the chaos. He does get a timing peak here on Dimke, and finally a frag does come through. And actually identifying that there's a bit of an opportunity here for him to push onto the A bomb site. Oh man, he just misses his timing there as he backed into the smoke. I don't think he was expecting it to encompass his vision so quickly. And D, the man of clairvoyance right now.
Yeah, he seems to know where they're coming from. The call's on point from his teammates. And well, now that they're in the moment, they've got the momentum. They seem to be wanting to push this one home and get it done quickly. We might be on for a 20-minute break here, Matt.
Mike, you know what this just really drives home for me is how influential and important these IGLs are, who might not actually be so frag heavy. Look at how crazy this utility damage is coming in from Blue Jays. Already Locastic lost so much life. As they do push their way into this B bomb site, and they don't really have much to work with. It's more of a formality at this point. Anyway, I just like to continue on my point. A lot of people don't give these IGLs enough credit for what they bring to the party, and they look at the numbers and statistics and they see them at the bottom of the scoreboard time and time again, and the team is just losing their games 16-13, 16-14, so you decide to replace that piece of the puzzle. Of course, Locastic didn't have a choice in this situation, but it does just go to show that it's not an easy thing to do, to just replace an IGL with a fragger.
Yeah, well, we've seen even on the international stage how that can often not work out. I think FaZe probably the best example of that at the moment. They may have won a tournament, but it was a Blast tournament, so I don't really consider that much of a significant title. We'll probably talk about Blast a little bit more at some point, but yeah, I mean, that's a really good example of how you can have all the skill in the world, and if you just don't have the right sort of leadership, it's going to be really tough, and we can see that bearing out for Locastic at the moment. They move over to CT side, pistol round. What can they do, man?
I don't know. I mean, Locastic were one of the most impressive teams on Inferno in the previous season, and now absolutely clueless. Again, they have already lost 2 players at the start of the round. Dimke, this man is on a crusade right now. He finds himself salted as well. Man, oh man. I didn't think that it would make such a big difference. Even I'm surprised that without Mariucci, it's changed the dynamic for Locastic so much.
Yeah, it's been a huge shift for them, and not for the better, unfortunately, as we're seeing 15-1. They look like they're about to be 16-1, Joe, unless they pull out a miracle. And I guess Mariucci must be literally, 40% brain or something if we talk about his overall body mass index, because the man
make such a
wow, he's making a huge difference.
You'd think that they're like missing their heaviest fragger or something like that right now, but no, it's just the brains behind the brawn, which is proving to be the downfall. Look at that. Neo and Stoll have 4 HP between the two of them. And this is just outright domination right now from Blue Jays, Mike. What a response from them after a close call there on Dust 2. A nice comeback from them to then have a result like this on Inferno. A map like Inferno, which we speak about time and time again as being the litmus test for teams as to how successful they can be.
Yeah, it is one of the maps that you absolutely have to have in your map pool. If you don't have it, you probably don't have Counter-Strike installed or something, because it's just it's always going to be in every series just about. So and we love it that way. I mean,
sorry to interrupt you there, Mike, but Inferno is also a gauge as to a team's competence, because it has it all.
Yep, one of my favorites, and I think definitely the favorite of a lot of Counter-Strike fans. Always the third map in a series, and or the fifth.
Or the fifth, In the case of IEM Sydney, Liquid and Fnatic, good series.
Cloud9 and FaZe, Boston Major.
Oh man, doesn't get as good as that. I was talking about the most recent edition, but that's certainly the most prolific.
Classic.
Yeah, that's an absolute classic. Well, maybe not the most prolific. Anyway, listen to how we're going
We're
off
just
on a
rambling,
tangent
man.
here. It's literally the final round of the map. I'm sorry, guys.
We know
I'm
it was
bad at
done. Sorry, guys.
bad
We
at my job.
apologize.
Yeah, should have focused a bit more on the case at hand here. Anyway, guys, we're going to have a break, probably about 15, 20 minutes before we head into our next game. And you're going to want to see this one. It's Nexus versus... who's it? It's
Budapest 5.
Yeah, Nexus Budapest 5. Catch the game, boys. We'll be back soon.